recorded the following stories and interviews for you on Tuesday night, and we'll be back with another live Halton News show on Thursday evening at 5:30. Eleven cases are in Burlington, 13 in Oakville, 21 in Milton, and 7 in Halton Hills. There are also 3 outbreaks currently in long-term care homes. 2 of those homes are in Burlington and include Kama Woodlands and Creekway Village. Waterford and Oakville is also affected. Halton police continue to investigate the discovery of a dead body found in Milton this morning. Melissa Candelaria reports.
Halton police now believe it was a homicide. The body of a man was found here at 10 Side Road, just off Guelph Line in Milton at about 6 a.m. Tuesday. Constable Steve Elm says they are reaching out to the public for help.
At this point, we're looking for anybody that may have any witness information or any dash cam footage that was in the area last night, anywhere from 8 p.m. up until early hours this morning, the daylight hours this morning. The 401 area, Guelph Line up to number 10 Side Road, Mohawk Raceway. Anybody that was in that area that might have dash cam footage or witness information, please contact us. You can contact Crime Stoppers, or there's a homicide tip line that's been set up at 905-825-4776.
A post-mortem will be conducted at the office of the Chief Coroner in Toronto to confirm the cause of death. Elm says there will continue to be heavy police presence at the scene.
We do have our homicide investigators on scene. Our forensics unit is on scene as well. At this point, their investigators are going to comb through the evidence and determine the cause of what happened here today.
Police say the road will be closed for the rest of the day and are asking the public to avoid the area at this time. The body of the man has not been identified at this point. Reporting for Halton News, I'm Melissa Candelaria.
The Canadian Caribbean Association of Halton's Veronica Terrell passed away in October of 2018. Her outstanding contributions to our community are being recognized now in Oakville. Nikki Wesley has that story.
On June 22nd, Oakville Council voted to rename Buttonbush Parquet after Veronica Terrell, the founder and longtime leader of the Canadian Caribbean Association of Halton. Her son, Andrew Terrell, shares his reaction to the announcement.
It's really exciting. It means a lot to my family. It means a lot to the Canadian Caribbean Association of Halton. But most of all, it means a lot to the community of Oakville. She did a lot for the community. She loved the community. She cherished it. And she was all about harmony and inclusivity, some of the things that are really forefront right now. She was advocating for those things back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s and beyond.
Terrell was instrumental in highlighting Oakville's Black history, specifically its role in the Underground Railroad.
Well, there's not a lot of Black people in Oakville, so she felt that the people that were here that call Oakville home and Halton home, that they should know that there's a rich history in relation to the Black people and Black people coming here. There's very large Black settlements in Windsor, Wallaceburg, New Brunswick, and a lot of those people, their first taste of freedom was Oakville, and they came through the Underground Railroad. So she felt that there's a rich history, and she had to tell people about it.
In addition, Terrell wanted to keep the youth involved and aware of their own history.
Well, she was really trying to get the youth involved, and she knew that the way to the youth was through their kinds of things that get them excited, and that is dancing and music, although those kinds of things are inherent in the Afro-Caribbean culture. She wanted the youth to get a sense of where they were from, some of the things that are inherent in their culture, but also, too, she wanted to expose all Canadians to that history. She was very much about harmony. She was very much about culture and community.
She helped the entire community, assisting in the development of midwifery in Canada. Before moving to Canada, she was a practicing midwife in the UK.
When she came here, midwifery had not advanced to the point of being a profession, and she worked in labor and delivery floors. And that's why we donated $25,000 to the Oakville Hospital Foundation in their child and maternal ward. But also, too, she worked with the midwifery program, the College of Midwives right now, in getting the exam standards and creating midwifery. So she was instrumental in being on that council that actually petitioned the government and made midwifery the profession that it is today.
How would Veronica have reacted to having an Oakville park in her name?
First of all, she would not like the notoriety. But if there had to be some kind of legacy to her being here, this would be the perfect place. She started off as a midwife, delivering children, bringing them into the world, and there's no better place to really commemorate her life than a park like this that has lots of playgrounds and lots of activities for the children.
Reporting for Halton News, I'm Nikki Wesley.
Almost 7,000 new graduates of Sheridan College joined together virtually today to celebrate their achievements. In addition to the 6 separate ceremonies that were held for these students today, each graduate will also receive a celebration kit in the mail that will include the individual's diploma, degree, and/or certificate, stole, as well as an alumni pin, Sheridan t-shirt, and other celebratory items. Well, this marked the very first virtual convocation Sheridan has ever had. Dr. Janet Morrison, Sheridan's president and vice chancellor, was not going to allow physical distancing to prevent them from honoring this occasion. She also had this message to share with grads as part of her opening congratulatory remarks.
Convocation is a really important milestone in our students' experience. It's the culmination of years of hard work and a stepping stone into the future. It's also always been my very favorite time of the year. While I regret that circumstances will prevent us from celebrating your achievements in our traditional fashion, the importance of this occasion is undiminished. The pandemic has been a learning experience for all of us, and I'm so proud of the resilience that you've demonstrated in successfully completing your program under these unprecedented circumstances. Resilience is one of the key qualities we strive to nurture in our students, and your success in reaching this point assures me that we're advancing on that goal. We know that post-secondary education transforms people, families, and communities. It's not just that graduates enjoy higher rates of employment and greater earning power. It's that an investment in higher education propels people to be healthier, more engaged, conscious citizens in our democracy, which is more important now than ever before.
Today's ceremony marked the 55th convocation at Sheridan, and employees at Sheridan College continue to work on a plan that will allow graduates to physically cross a stage in recognition of their achievements. That will be when health officials deem it safe to do so. In other news, the town of Milton has new bylaws in place for any potential cannabis growing operations in the agricultural sector. Council discussed the topic in last week's council meeting. To get more details on what this means, we spoke with Halton Regional Councillor Mike Cluett.
It's a legal product now, and we are welcoming the opportunity for people who do want to start a business or have a business to commercially produce cannabis in our agriculture areas. They're ideal, obviously, from a growing standpoint. Having a zoning bylaw in place requires the people, just as if they were to make a zoning application for, let's say, a condominium on a piece of property, there has to be a certain number of studies that are done in order to make sure that the impact to the community is lessened. From a traffic standpoint, so traffic studies have to be done, especially out in the agricultural areas. Smell, we have to make sure that there's processes are put in place to limit the odor. As we know, the production of cannabis does produce an odor. Many of those who live out in the rural and agricultural areas of Milton are very familiar with the smell of a mushroom farm that we have there. So all of those things have to be taken into consideration to find out, to make sure that the company that is going to be moving their production here is following the guidelines that the town of Milton sets in place. We welcome the opportunity for all kinds of business, especially in our agricultural area, as we've seen now with the COVID-19 situation, the importance of shopping local. And I'm for one of, and this council has always been talking about shopping local and shopping here in Milton. These are the individuals and companies, the small businesses that keep us going from an employment standpoint.
It's Canada's 153rd birthday tomorrow, and the province of Ontario is celebrating by offering free day use at all provincial parks tomorrow. Of course, capacity will be limited so as to avoid crowding, and physical distancing must still be maintained. The province has also announced 2 weeks of free fishing. That will be from July 4th to 19th. Also of note is the fact that the Royal Botanical Gardens in Burlington will be open tomorrow and include activities for the kids, live music, and staff will even be on hand to answer any of your gardening questions. For a full list of both virtual and in-person Canada Day events being promoted by Ontario, please visit ontario.ca/Canada Day. Watch out for the Avro Lancaster flying overhead tomorrow for Canada Day in memory of Captain Jen Casey and to recognize the 50th anniversary of the Snowbirds. The engines will fire up at 11 a.m. and the Avro Lancaster will leave Hamilton Airport, fly over the Skyway Bridge and head for Niagara. After a few loops around the falls, the flight will head to Toronto and then through Oakville and Burlington before it lands back in Hamilton. For more information, check out the Canadian Warplane Heritage Museum online. Additionally, there will be virtual Canada Day events celebrated across the Halton region. I spoke with MP Anita Anand earlier today about what makes this Canada Day extra special for her.
This year marks the first year that I am the Member of Parliament on Canada Day, and so it's extra special for me to be able to celebrate this day with the people of Oakville and my family and friends because it is so incredibly important to celebrate representative government, and for me to be able to be that representative in the House of Commons means so much to me, and I'm very grateful.
Now, of course, we have all been through a lot this year, so coming together to celebrate Canada Day will be meaningful for many, but completely different this year than anything in the past. What is Oakville doing this year to mark the occasion?
Well, the way in which our community has come together during the time of COVID is incredibly heartening. The town of Oakville has put together a whole series of virtual events, and it is available on the Town of Oakville's web page, oakville.ca. And from 9 a.m. right till 9 p.m., there are many, many events taking place, including a singing of O Canada together, fire prevention message, an Oakville improv performance, a public library interview, and the list goes on and on. So I encourage everyone to go to oakville.ca to see the range of events that the town of Oakville has put together. And in addition, the federal government has also put together a virtual celebration called Canada Day across the country, and it's available at canada.ca. And so, Jessica, we will be coming together a little differently this year. It will be virtual, but the message in our hearts and our minds will be the same, and that is one of gratitude for an incredible country that we live in.
Well, thank you so much for bringing us this today. And in closing, why don't you tell us a little bit about how much Canada Day means to you personally?
Well, thanks so much, Jessica. My parents came to Nova Scotia as immigrants, and I was born there and grew up there, and I came to understand the value of family and friends that comprise the fabric of this country. And as the representative now for Oakville, I am equally as grateful to be able to celebrate this occasion with this town and to really celebrate the incredible multicultural fabric of this incredible country.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much, Jessica. We'll see you in July.
Still ahead, as more and more Canadians head back to work, childcare continues to be a concern. The YMCA is the largest provider, and they're having their own challenges. We'll discuss that after the break. We'll be right back. As the economy continues to reopen, access to childcare has been one of the barriers that parents face when they return to work. The YMCA is the largest childcare provider in the country, and the not-for-profit has encountered significant challenges of their own amid this pandemic. President of the Oakville Y, Kyle Barber, is featured on the issue tonight. They discuss the funding problems, costs, and uncertainty that the YMCA is facing. Here's a quick look.
Yeah, it's been really difficult for charities, and probably even more difficult for charities that have infrastructure. We've had to lay off 550 staff. I think we've closed our 48 childcare centers. Camp, we had 7,000 camper weeks ready to go. It would have started today, in fact, and we had to send refunds to that. So it's been really difficult not having income streams. Of course, our government has put some subsidy in place that has helped us. But when we look at YMCA's across the country, a lot of charities don't have significant reserves, and that's really what we've had to live on. And so, we're pretty healthy here in Oakville, but some of the other YMCA's across the country have certainly been impacted and will continue to be as we move out of this. We are hoping to start delivering some programming soon with essential childcare expansion, maybe some day camp programming. We're watching that really closely. But fitness, health, aquatics, our gym and swim facilities are probably pushed to the back of the stove when it comes to reopening.
So any projection on when the programs will begin and what they're going to look like?
Well, we're watching pretty closely. Everything's being done in consultation with provincial government and public health. We will be able to start looking at sort of a rolling start to childcare and maybe get some camp programming going as we move through July. Fitness, health, and aquatics will likely be phase 3. And so, for us right now, we're probably looking at September, October. Obviously it's the second wave that we're kind of worried about. We only want to open once. And, the other part of this is that getting back to even the other question about funding, the ratios are all askew when it comes to opening camps and childcare programming. And so it makes it non-affordable for parents. Childcare is already expensive. And so when you start tightening ratios and adding in PPE and all the other types of safety measures that we're going to have to embark on, it really does test, the expense side of the work.
Absolutely gorgeous sunshine out there today. Hopefully you've been able to enjoy. If you haven't, well, don't worry, there's plenty more sunshine in our forecast, but hot temperatures throughout our 5-day outlook. A mix of sun and cloud for our Canada Day, beautiful 29 degrees. The UV index will be extremely high, so if you are outdoors enjoying potentially one of our free provincial parks, that's going to be free for Canada Day for you. Please do remember to pack that sunscreen. Those clouds will clear overnight, revealing full sunshine for Thursday. Chance of rain on Friday, that's only a 30% chance. Our weekend, hot and sunny, probably muggy. 30 degrees on Saturday, 31 on Sunday. And now for those of you who'd like to watch the virtual edition of this year's Burlington Chamber Awards, you can watch the entire presentation on Friday, July 3rd at 8 p.m. right here on your TV, hosted by Carla Nell. Taking a look now at our Market Watch, we'll see how some of our local companies have fared in just a minute. We'll be back with an update from the Burlington Food Bank, as well as a look to some of the Canada Day celebrations you can expect here in Halton tomorrow. We'll be right back. Thanks for watching us here on Halton News. I'm Jessica Kading. The Burlington Food Bank has been delivering to doorsteps, but they're ready to start offering curbside pickup again. For more, I'll turn it over to the Executive Director of the Burlington Food Bank, Robin Bailey.
Just a couple of things. We've been talking about how we're trying to make sure that our volunteers are feeling appreciated. What we've done is actually taken a lot of the notes that people have been sending back to us, people that we've delivered food to or whatever it might be, and they're letting us know how much they appreciate our volunteers and the food that we're distributing to them. So we're posting those throughout our food bank so that the volunteers that are here, that normally they'd be able to have the personal interaction, would be able to hear those stories, now get to read them. So we hope that that's an encouraging thing to them. The other thing that we're starting July 2nd is not only our delivery service, but you'll still have to pre-order, but you'll be able to do curbside pickup if you want to come by to pick that up. So you'll still have to pre-order, so you still have to email us info@burlingtonfoodbank.ca or give us a call 905-637-2273 to place your order, but then we'll be able to tell you what time you can come by to pick it up as a curbside pickup. And lastly, happy Canada Day. Hope you're able to enjoy the day off. I know I'm looking forward to it. And it looks like it's going to be great weather, so enjoy your Canada Day.
Burlington's Mayor Marianne Meade Ward will provide us with a Canada Day message introducing the Burlington Teen Tour Band, who will put on a special performance of O Canada tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. This virtual Canada Day experience in Burlington will be hosted by Rick Campanelli, the former TV host from Much Music and ET Canada. Tune in for special events, music, and activities. Visit burlington.ca for more information. Also in Burlington, Canada's largest Rib Fest has pivoted into a drive-through experience taking place tomorrow at the Burlington Centre Mall. Festivities will begin at 11 a.m. and are being put on by the Rotary Club of Burlington Lakeshore. 4 award-winning barbecue teams will be in attendance. The guests will also be able to enjoy live music from the comfort and safety of their own vehicles. Expect to hear some local favorites and familiar voices. Milton's Mayor Gord Krantz says, while we can't safely gather in person this year for Canada Day, we can still celebrate our country as a community and remain connected online. Milton is taking their Canada Day celebrations virtual this year as well. Residents are encouraged to tune in to MyFM 101.3 at 11 a.m. to start off by singing the national anthem all together in unity. There will be a scavenger hunt, photo contest, games, and surprise guests and performances by local entertainers. You can join the online celebration on the town's Facebook and Twitter accounts. MP Anita Anand already spoke about some of the virtual Canada Day happenings to come in Oakville tomorrow, but you can find the full event schedule at oakville.ca. Mayor Rob Burton will kick things off at 10 a.m. There's a full day scheduled, including fitness classes, a magic show, and a tour of the Oakville Museum, as well as musical performances and much, much more. Please do check your local town or city website for all your Canada Day festivities. Of course, the federal government is also putting events on. If you visit canada.ca, you'll find all those details. For more content from us, please visit yourtv.tv. We're also online at Your TV Halton on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. From all of us here at Halton News, we wish you a safe and happy Canada Day. We'll see you Thursday live at 5:30.